Hello, everyone. Welcome to Healthy Eating on a Budget. My name is Brigitte Harton, and I'm a dietitian and wellness coach with Age Well. Okay, so we've all heard about, you may have heard before, healthy eating costs more. Well, it doesn't have to. And today, my objective is to show you some tips to eat better without breaking the bank. And before we get started with budgeting, I always like to go over what is healthy eating first. So MyPlate is a model of healthy eating that is a good place to get started. You know, there's a lot of different diets out there. There's no one size fits all, but MyPlate is definitely a great guide to get you started on in the right direction. So MyPlate emphasizes half your plate fruits and veggies. And so that's crucial for a healthy body, because fruits and vegetables are your source of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, fiber, all of these things that help you fight chronic conditions. You want to include at least 6 servings of grains per day, and that will include things like 1 slice of bread, half a cup of pasta or rice or cereal. And you want at least 3 of these 6 servings to be whole grains. And I will come back to that, what whole grains mean in a little bit. Then you want to plan for at least 3 servings of low-fat dairy products per day. And that will be like a glass of milk, or an ounce of cheese, or 5 to 6 ounces of yogurt. And make sure to include a source of protein with all your meals and snacks. So that will be meat, so beef, poultry, seafood, fish, tofu, any kind of soybean products, beans and peas. So all of those are excellent sources of protein. So you want to have them with all your meals and your snacks. Okay, so back to the whole grain. This is what a whole grain is. This kernel here can be wheat, rice, oats. If I cut it in halfway, like on the picture here, you have the gray area, that's the germ. And the germ basically is the brain of the grain. It has lots of antioxidants, vitamin E, vitamin B, and some healthy oils, and lots of really nutritious parts here. And then the dark green shade, the dark green border of the grain is the bran. And in the bran, you have fiber, some B vitamins, some trace minerals, but that's basically where the fiber in the grain is. And then the middle part, the light green part, is the endosperm, and that's basically carbohydrates and a little protein. So when they process the grain to make white flour and to make white bread and white pasta and white rice, they actually remove the bran and the germ. So they take away the 2 most nutritious parts. And so that's why we really encourage folks to go for the whole grains, because you get the whole, the package the way nature intended it to be. So examples of whole grain will be, whole wheat bread, brown rice, oats, quinoa, as in the picture there, is a great gluten-free grain. Okay, so let's go back to the budgeting part of things. Do you actually know how much money you have to spend on food every month? In case you don't know, I strongly encourage you to check out Iowa State University spending tracking form here. Is a great tool to get you an idea of how much money you have to spend on groceries and food in general. So, that's the starting point, knowing how much money you have every month for food. And also the Iowa State website has lots of really cool tips and inexpensive recipes and help with food budgeting and all sorts of fun things. And then once you know how much money you have to spend on food, it's time to start planning. So planning is also crucial to helping you stay within budget. And it doesn't have to be complicated. There are some forms. I'll show you a form in a moment, but you can use just a notebook like in the picture here. And just jot down what you plan to prepare for your meals for the week. And that's really important because then you'll know exactly what you need to buy, and you'll know exactly what you need to make. It'll help you save time. You don't have to wonder every day, okay, what am I making for food today? And you have all that you need on hand. And that way you're not tempted to just eat a bowl of cereal because there's nothing else to make. So that's a great tool to help you stay healthy as well. So it may seem like a lot of work initially, but believe me, it will pay off. And so when you're planning your meals, make sure you plan with what you already have on hand in your pantry, in your refrigerator, in your freezer. That is a great way to save money, right? Using what you already have in your house instead of buying new stuff. So you want to use what you have first, and then plan your meals around supermarket flyers. So let's see what's on special and then plan around that. So that's another great way to save some money. So this is an example, again, on the Iowa State University website, is a great meal planning worksheet. I really like this one because it gives you all of the meals, because it's important to also plan for your breakfast as well. We always think of supper, but we want to know what we're making for breakfast as well. And it also has at the bottom some information here, some check marks to make sure you're getting all your fruits and veggies and your dairy and protein and all the things you need to be healthy. Okay, other meal planning tips will include using beans instead of meat. So beans are a great source of fiber and protein, and they cost a lot less than meat does. So that's another great way to save some money. And if you are using meat in casseroles and things like that, maybe using a little less and using more veggies or maybe some whole grains to stretch the use of your meat. Meat is usually one of the things that are the most expensive on our grocery list. So if we can use less of it and replace it with more, other things like whole grains and beans and veggies, it's actually going to be better for you too. So whenever you have the time and the budget to buy a little extra to do batch cooking, that's always a good thing to do too. So if you have, like, for example, there's chicken on special this week, buying a little extra, if it fits within your budget, that is, and then using it to make like some kind of, a more of a casserole, and then freezing that for later on will help you save money and also save time. So once you have your meal plan done, it's time to make your grocery list. You'll know exactly what you need to buy, and it'll help you plan for when you go to the store. And then make sure you save that meal plan and your grocery list also, because then you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You may want to, make a few meal plans and kind of adjust, and then just save them and kind of rotate through them, something like that. Then it'll save you some time. Okay, so other tips to stay within budget: divide your grocery money into weekly or bi-weekly amounts. So once you know how much money you have to spend, then divide it by however often you go to the grocery store. So that way you know exactly how much money you have to spend. Stick to your list, right? We've made our meal plan, you made your list. Now it's important to stay with the item on your list to help you stay within your budget. Ask the store about discounts. Most grocery stores have a senior discount program or a loyalty program that will help you save some money. So coupons are a great tool. Just remember to just use the coupons for things that you actually buy normally. Coupons can be tricky. Oftentimes manufacturers will use coupons for new products they have out there, and they may not be things that you normally buy. So then that's not necessarily a way to save money then. So use them for things that you do buy normally. Take advantage of store brands. They offer great quality and they are usually cheaper. And be aware that convenience costs more. So if you need cheese and you're buying the shredded cheese, that's going to be more expensive than buying a chunk, a brick of cheese and shredding it yourself. Cut vegetables and things like that are going to be a little more expensive than the whole vegetable. Okay, other tips to stay within budget: compare unit prices to see which brand is best value. So for example, at the bottom here, I have a 6-ounce low-fat yogurt. If you look just at the price, that's a pretty good deal compared to the 32-ounce low-fat yogurt, that's $1.62. But if you compare unit prices per ounce, the 32-ounce low-fat yogurt is only 5 cents per ounce compared to 12 cents for the smaller portion. So that 32 ounce is actually a better value. Now, the thing is, buying bulk items is only good if you're going to use it all before it goes bad, right? If you're throwing half of it away, you're not saving any money, you're throwing money away. So if you know that you consume yogurt regularly and you're going to use up the 32 ounces, then that's going to be a better value for you than using the smaller portions. And that goes for, other things, being big packages of meat. If you have the space to freeze some of it, and that way it won't go bad, then that's definitely going to be a better value for you as well. Think about the food you throw away. Speaking of food waste, if you're throwing away a lot of food, maybe you're buying too much for yourself, and meal planning can help you with that as well. So if you want to waste less, then buy or cook only what you need. And when it comes to veggies and fruit, we hear a lot that fresh is best, and that's not the case at all, actually. All forms count. So canned, frozen, fresh or dried, they all count towards your total of fruits and veggies for the day. And oftentimes fresh and canned are going to be a little cheaper. Frozen and canned will be cheaper. Just be careful not to buy those with, a lot of salt or marinades or things like that. Plain frozen veggies are fine. Plain frozen fruit are great. You can buy no salt added canned veggies, and you can buy canned fruits in its own juice, and that's going to be, your best options. And resist the temptations at the checkout. The lines with all the candy and the potato chips and things like that. Those foods are placed there for you to purchase them on impulse, right? And if they're not on your list again, try to resist the temptation, and that way you'll save money and save your health too. And one way also to resist the temptation of those fun things in the aisle is to not shop when you're hungry. I think we've all heard that, but it's true. If you go shopping when you're hungry, everything looks great, and all of a sudden you've got all sorts of things in your cart that you don't really need. So make sure you eat something before you go shopping. Okay, so that covers my tips for today, but I wanted to let you know that Age Well is here to help. So if you're having a hard time making ends meet in your food budget, Age Well has Meals on Wheels, community meal programs, which are not really happening right now, but will be in the future, hopefully soon. Restaurant ticket programs, nutrition counseling and education with me. If you need help with grocery shopping, we can find you some volunteers. We can help you sign up or learn more about 3 Squares Vermont, which is a great program if you're having, again, a tough time making ends meet, to help you with your food budget. So make sure to contact the helpline at 1-800-642-5119 or visit agewellvermont.org for more information. So thank you so much for attending today. And again, if you have any questions about this presentation or any of the services at Age Well, you can call our helpline. Thank you and have a great afternoon.